Hey everybody, Adam Savage on set of Project Hail Mary, specifically in the props department, specifically with Tim here. How are you, sir?
Hello, very nice to meet you.
Of course, the plot involves a human and an alien working together to save effectively the universe. And what we have, this is alien hardware.
Alien hardware. I'm the art director. I was brought on to oversee, alongside the production designer and the set decorator and the directors and Andy Weir and various other people, to oversee the design and manufacture of all of Rocky's toys.
This is without a doubt to me the hardest part of this production.
It's certainly been challenging. We're very lucky to have as you've just been speaking to Steve, we're lucky to have a really talented bunch of people, both back in the art department doing illustrations, but also on the benches here, just developing stuff. You can only go so far with concept art before you want to come onto the bench and start experimenting with real materials, because concept art can only give you so much.
So what's the first piece you were starting on in this group here? What's the earliest piece you were working on?
Probably this. However, the most influential piece was really this.
Oh, really?
What these are, in the book, it describes how Rocky, he has two-part epoxy of some sort. He has two liquid metals that he combines, and he can make anything with it.
It's like his own 3D printing.
Some kind of 3D printing. It doesn't really go into detail about the tools. So what these are, rather than having long tubes full of liquid, we basically took our cue from like a hot glue gun.
Oh my gosh!
So Rocky wears these. He puts these on his fingers like this. Yeah, nice. And then you want the little third one on your thumb.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I had no idea.
So he's got up on his arm, this is a lump of raw xenonite that they mine back on Erid. And this is some other mineral
that combines
with it in various ways to generate this. It's basically, we call it, I think we call these his weavers. They're like a knitting tool. They're quite hard to operate, but they fit the puppet really nicely rather than fitting.
But you had to develop this to understand how the rest of it might end up coming out.
Exactly right. So once we got this system down, we figured he's a weaver. He's like crochets stuff. He knits stuff out of solid metal.
Because he's so cool.
So that then led to a lot of experimenting with surface textures. And in the course of the film, he has to make quite a lot of models.
Right, the models are the first way that they communicate with each other.
Correct. Well, let's look at those. So the first canister that comes across, flies through space, will be this. Right. And Grace opens it up, and in one end, he pulls out a weird-looking thing. Doesn't know what it is. It expands through visual effects.
Sure.
Expands into this here.
And this is the map of.
It takes him a while to figure out, but yeah, it's a map of, it's actually an accurate, to within a light year or so, it's an accurate map of our local stars.
Wait, you made it accurate?
I 3D modeled it. We then made a little jig upstairs. It's all handmade, there's nothing printed. Gosh. It's all, we made a jig. We had to set the heights. I did a plan of it with the heights above each individual star.
No.
Paul Marsh then built it.
You madman.
Beautifully. So that is Tau Ceti.
Okay.
That is Eridani. And he then figures out by lining this up, he kind of lines it up against a map that he's got on his screen. And he figures out that either that one or that one is the sun, is Sol.
Oh my gosh.
And that's their first bit of communication.
So amazing.
And it's really important that doesn't wobble at all because it's made of xenonite.
Oh, it's made of the most rigid stuff in the universe.
Stuff in the universe. So it was fairly problematic on set, stopping that wobbling. And then in the same canister in the other end, he's got another little model, which he figures out is an indication of the Petrova line, the problem that they've got to solve. So this is Tau Ceti. This is Adrian.
Right.
And this is the Petrova line of the astrophage. So he's like, oh, I see. Well, we've got the same problem to solve. And he figures out the guy is trying to tell him something.
It even feels physically like it's too light to be this rigid, and it feels almost alien.
I guess that's right. Well, I guess it is. I mean, it's plated, 3D printed and plated.
Oh, so it's not even
So
cast. This is 3D printed and then actual has metal on top of that.
Yeah, it's nickel plated on top of just regular 3D printed plastic, whatever that grey material is. And that's true of most of these. Some of these aren't. I think that's a plated one.
Yeah.
Some of these aren't plated. That's just the raw plastic with a
Just a bit of color.
with a paint job. Yeah.
Incredible. What were some of the more challenging aspects? Oh, whoa! This is the chemical communication.
Chemical communication. So go on. So what's that? That is 7 protons and 7 more protons.
It's H2. Is it oxygen?
It's O2. Yeah.
Excellent.
And 7 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen is ammonia.
Ammonia. Oh, he's describing the atmosphere.
Which is Rocky's atmosphere on his ship.
Dude.
This thing is always fun to look at. So this is the second canister he gets through.
Oh, so a canister just like
it's
this,
another
but
one.
now,
It tumbles through space and he has to go outside and catch it. And this one confuses him even more. He can't figure out what this is.
Right, what story it's supposed to tell.
At all, until he has this is going to be, we want to line this up to camera. It's going to be tricky to figure it out. If you look at it at exactly the right angle.
Oh, it coalesces into an actual silhouette of. This is Rocky's ship.
It's this silhouette here. It's Rocky's ship and the Hail Mary.
Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, that's amazing. That is super cool.
Yeah. So that was a fun thing to model.
I'm a big fan of this type of sculpture. Is this a CAD? Is this a CAD execution?
I can't imagine any other way to do it without a huge amount of or just a huge number of man hours. So yeah, I took the 2D image, extruded it in 3D, and then you then have to figure out a perspective. A vanishing point in front of it where your eye's going to be, which is, hang on, I'm the wrong side of it. Which is about 1.5 foot away from it, this side. So you then have to you then have to work out, extrude it backwards.
Oh, you gave it a specific vanishing point, right? Of course you did, for camera.
Yeah, because if you just extrude it parallel, it's not going to track. It's not going to work. So yeah, with a vanishing point, and then chop it up into bits so that it becomes just a really interesting puzzle for him to solve.
I also love, I noticed this chain here, which is a fairly standard kind of chain design, but I love the idea that if we met aliens and they had chains, well, they would kind of feel sort of similar.
And it's the texture on it is because, again, Rocky.
Right, he's
Rocky
weaving every
knits,
piece.
He's knitting this entire chain, 5 kilometers of it or 10 kilometers of it, or how we didn't make that much. But we have made 150 meters of it.
Wow.
To go on these spools on the ground over here.
Oh, that's what those are. Okay, amazing.
Yeah, which then go on the exterior of the spaceship and they pop off. It's like that bit in Jaws with the barrels going
right.
off the ship.
I'm really, really curious about these Cronenbergian type hand tools.
So those are, I'm not going to say they're rejects. They're the tools we're not currently using on set. Rocky has a bunch of tools in his tool belt and on his arm here, and there's a bunch of them being used on set at the moment.
Okay.
And these are some alternatives. We have quite a wide range of these things, all handmade by Tanya Irons, genius prop maker.
She must have been
and
having
the
so
and the
much
aesthetic
fun.
of the tools has fed into the aesthetic of various other things as well.
Yeah.
It was a fun job for her, I think, yeah, and pretty successful. And all these handles are made specifically to fit the negative space on the interior of the puppet hands.
Wow.
These are all specific molds to fit cool. neatly in Rocky's hand, so that this bit here it'll come off and it'll fit onto a variety of other tools.
Oh my gosh. Was there a moment in the development here where you felt like you had achieved the right amount of otherness to get to that alien feel?
That's been an ongoing challenge, and in the initial stages, in the first month or so, when it was the production designer and myself and some concept artists, we were going off in all kinds of super crazy directions, very much just make this as wacky as possible and make it as alien and as different as possible. always with the knowledge that at some point it would steer back into something a little bit more readable, a little bit not human, but something that we could actually understand, something that was going to be able to tell the story and actually fit in with Andy Weir's science.
Well, and Andy had given so much anchor. Andy gives so much anchor to the science in the book.
Exactly, and they do have to understand each other.
Right,
There does have to be a point at which he's like, oh yes, I do understand this is a map of the stars, rather than it's some crazy sculpture, which is where we started.
Right. That makes total sense.
On that note, this was kind of an interesting, one of the way we developed these models, I didn't want it to be just a pure 3D computer-driven sculpt.
Right.
Because it would just look too...
A little too regular.
Too regular, rather than handmade, rather than made with Rocky's knitting needles.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Rocky has to make a... Rocky has only seen Grace once. Grace has come out on the hull, and he's crawling around trying to catch the canister. So he's never seen a human. He doesn't know what a head is. He doesn't know what a face is. He doesn't know what those arms and how he doesn't know how a human normally walks around because he's only seen a spaceman in a weird suit. So again, Tanya Irons sculpted a whole range of weird little guys.
And this is Rocky's idea of what he witnessed.
His first impression of a human. Rocky's impression of animals is their weird little 5-legged things.
Yeah.
So he thinks, okay, that's what a human is.
Almost 5 legs.
Almost 5 legs. Don't know what the head is. Is that the head? Is that the head? That was a bit too much, and we ended up with a different sculpt, which we then scanned, photogrammetry scanned, stick it into ZBrush, put our fun rocky texture on it.
The texture is what ends up making it feel almost, it's just so
and
fascinating.
then printing it out. And this has been, it's a little more human than our first goes, but it's still an odd impression of a human. It's a funny looking little guy.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I want to keep it.
Fair. Totally fair.
And same with this. It's Rocky's impression of the Hail Mary. You've seen the concept art of the spaceship. And this is just Rocky's first look at it, because Rocky obviously can't see it.
Yeah.
Rocky. It's an interesting note in the book. How does Rocky
How does he parse the 3-dimensional world?
Well, how does it work? How is he looking at a spaceship through a vacuum?
Right.
With his echolocation. He has some devices on his ship to see it, I guess. But either way, his impression of the Hail Mary is...
It's more tactile than visual? Or is...
Well, I don't know. It's his first look at it. So we wanted his model of it, his impression of it, to be something a little bit like a child's drawing of it.
Right.
Rather than some kind of super accurate 3D, because obviously we could just take our 3D model of the spaceship, print it out in tiny, and Rocky's brilliant at that, and isn't he a super little engineer? He can print out a perfect model. But no, it seemed nicer for him to do a slightly naive version of it.
It's so, there's so much subtlety in that. There's so much subtlety in the narrative of, this is implying what Rocky can see and parse from over there, and it describes the narrative of that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm kind of looking forward to see because some of the film is going to be Rocky's POV. There's a whole bunch of stuff where we are seeing through Rocky's echolocation or however it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we will have Rocky's POV. I'm interested to see how that pans out.
You and me both.
In the end.
Now, one last thing I wanted to bring up. When I moved this out of the way, I noticed it was soft.
Yeah, the real one is the real one's being shot at the moment. But for any obviously, as you know, any props that are being used for action sequences, and
they have to have
actors hanging on a wire, and everything's flying around. We have to have a soft rubber version of that with as good as we can get a metal finish on it.
It looks indistinguishable. I didn't realize it was soft until I touched it.
They're clever guys in the workshop, for sure.
Amazing. Tim, I'm just so blown away by this. You and your team are doing such amazing work bringing this other culture to life in this film.
It's been a fun challenge.
Amazing. This is my favorite one. I love this thing. I don't know what it is. Sonic cutter.
It cuts. Yeah, it cuts.
Ow. We want to thank the production of Project Hail Mary for so generously welcoming us on their beautiful sets, and Project Hail Mary is now available for you to watch on Amazon Prime Video.